Hello friends, how are you? I think you must have been fit and fine. And this is Parvesh Chaudhary. I welcome to once again on this learning platform. And today we are going to discuss about the cron and the company rule, right? As you can see over the screen here, and those students who want to see the earlier part of this series, they can visit our channel and they can view over there, right, the earlier part of this series, right? And today we are going to discuss about the second part, the cron and the company rule part second. So now let's move on the slide. This is the first slide over here. Just a moment. Now you can see over here Charter Act 1813. So as per this act, I'm going to explain that the very first point. As per this act, English traders demanded a share in the Indian trade. You know what happens here? That as per this act, English traders started demanding a definite part share in the Indian trade, right? And in the let's move on the next line. This demand particularly raised of being lost in trade due to continental system of Napoleon Bonaparte, who sought to cripple England commercially, right? What it means, right? Because they demanded particularly because of raising uh, of being lost, right? They raised this demand just because of being lost, a heavy loss they faced in trade, right? Due to continental system. You know what it means, continental system? You know what? There was a king, right, in 1780 to 19 near about, Napoleon Bonaparte, and this king was a biggest rival to the England, right? And they were the huge rivalry, huge war took place between these two countries, right, in Europe. And that's what they had to face some economically challenge, right? And that was the major basic reason that they demanded a definite part, right? As per said in this line. I hope you understood, right? Let's move on the next line. This further paved the way of ending the company monopoly over the commercial activities and sovereignty of the crown, right? Over the possession of East India Company was laid down, right? What it means? Look at here. Further, what they did, they paved the way, right? They paved the way. They showed the way of ending the company monopoly. Monopoly ended here, right? Over the commercial activities and sovereignty of the crown, right? Over the possession of East India Company was laid down, right? What it means? The crown over the possession of East India Company, crown is going to start possession on East India Company, and that was laid down means that was defined, right? However, the company was allowed to enjoy the monopoly over the trade with China and trade in tea, right? Here, one more point I would like to mention. I would like to tell you that the company still was allowed to enjoy the monopoly over the trade with China and trade in tea, right? I hope you understood this line. And let's move on the next slide. Another major step taken towards the revival of literature, encouragement of learned Indian natives, and promotion of scientific knowledge among the Indians. This was being done first time regarding acceptance of the principle of the state responsibility. What it means, right? Here, another major, you can say, a major step was taken by the concerned government, British government, the revival of literature. They want to revival, right? They want to revival of the literature, English literature, and encouragement of learned Indian natives. Actually, those Indians who are able to speak in English, they want to bring in. They want to bring in the mainstream, right? So they can spread and they can expand their language and their culture among the Indians, so they can promote their scientific knowledge as well, right? Among the Indians, right? This was being done first time. Actually, it what it means, yeah, it is going to be done first time, right? And regarding acceptance of the principle of the state responsibility, so here we can understand that the first time the English persons are going to take the state responsibility, the principle of the state responsibility, they are going to take first time, right? Let's move on the next screen, right? Just a minute. Just a moment. Be online. and here the now the list you can see over here Charter Act 1833. It was the introduced. It was introduced first time in 1833. It has the same name Charter Act, but this year was changed, right? So let's see what happens in this Charter Act. As you can see over the screen, the very first development was extending the lease of 20 year provided to the company under Charter Act 1813 for the possession of territories and the revenue collection. However, the company monopoly over trade with China in tea ended. What it means right here, the very first development was the extending the previously agreement which was done last 20 years back, that he was going to extend. They are going to extend the same agreement further for 18 in near about let's just say 20 years provide to the company act. So they are going to expand this for more time, right? You can understand here. And for the precision of territories and for the revenue collection, the what was the basic aim of that contract? Actually the company are going to possession the territories and the revenue collection under the regulation or under the monitor of British government, right? However, the company monopoly over trade with China and teen ended, right? Here what it means, right? Here you can see here that however the company's monopoly, the company's monopoly has come to an end in trade with China and in tea ended, right? Let's move on the next line. All restrictions on European immigration and the acquisition of property in India were lifted, which paved the way for a huge European colonization of India, right? So friends, what it means, right? You know what the English person want basically. Actually, all restrictions, right? You can say all the limitations has been lifted by the British government. So the bigger part, or you can say the big majority of people can make entry in the India, and they can develop their colonies here, right? So it was the proper meaning of this line, right? That's why. Actually here which paved the way for a huge European colonization of India. Okay, so I hope you have understood of the proper meaning of this sentence, right? Yeah. So now let's move on the next line. The post Governor General of Bengal was converted into Governor General of Bengal, right? Here what it means, the post Governor General of Bengal was converted into Governor General of India, right? First of all, he was called Governor General of Bengal. Now he is going to be called the Governor General of India, right? He was allotted the power of superintendent control and direct all civil and military and revenue and expenditure affairs of the company. What it means, actually, the same as I told you earlier, that the same power, right? Same rights he has, he having right now as well. He after sorry, after having he, as here mentioned, he is having the same powers and same designation, as you can see here in the lines, that superintendent control and direct all civil and military and revenue and expenditure affairs, right? I hope you must have understood, right? And let's move on the next line. Here one major question is coming here. You can write it down and you can save, so we can recall it later, because this is very important question as per the examination point of view, right? This is the William Bentinck became the first Governor General of India. This is the question which is asked many times in the competitive examination, right? So you can write it down here, you can save it, right? So you can recall it later, right? So William Bentinck became the first Governor General of India, right? So let's move on the next line. Law Commission was established for the consolidation and codification of Indian laws. A fourth ordinary member was added as a legal expert in making of the laws of the Governor General Council, whose name was Lord Macaulay. You know what is being occurred here, a major development you can see over here. The Law Commission was established, all right? And what is the main aim and function of this Law Commission? Actually, the main function was to consolidate, that means to make strong and codification of Indian laws. Actually, the main aim was to consolidate the Indian laws to make them strong, right? And a fourth ordinary member was added as a legal expert, and a fourth additional member is added there as a legal expert in making of the laws of the Governor General Council, right? And what was his name? His name was Lord Macaulay, right? You might have heard this name. This is very famous name, right? Let's move on the next and the last charter act as per this video, right? In this video session, this is the name is Charter Act, the same name, and the year is changed once again. 1853. This charter act was introduced in 1853. So let's see what happens in this charter act. As in the first line, the company was having the possession of territories unless the parliament provided otherwise. You know what? The company has been given the authority having the possession of territories unless the parliament provided otherwise. That means only until unless the parliament wants. That's only on the side of parliament, right? The company's patronage over the sciences was dissolved. Sorry, services, the company's patronage right over the services was dissolved. That means they don't have liability right here. They don't have the right to operate or to maintain the services, right, or to command over these services, right? So services were thrown open to a competitive examination, right? They were thrown out in an open competitive examination, right? So I think you must have understood, right? Let's move on the next slide. Here, the law member became the full member of the Governor General's Executive Council. Here, what I told earlier, that law member, who was the law member? Lord Macaulay. He was going to become the full member of the Governor General's Executive Council, right? And further, Indian Legislative Council was formed, right? When Indian sought the right of local representation. What it means, you know what happens, the other leaders, Indian leaders in India, they raised their voice and right against the English atrocities, because as per the human rights, they sought their rights, and they want the local, they wanted local representation in the legislative council. That's why this body came to an existence, right? I hope you must have understood. And however, promulgation of a law required the assent of the governor. Actually, what is happening over here, that is only possible after having the assent means permission, you can say permission of the Governor General, who could have taken veto, even who have the right to take veto on the whole matter, right? Who could have taken veto any bill of the legislative council, right? So I hope you must have enjoyed. And this is Parvesh Chaudhary. I humbly request to you, please subscribe my channel. If you didn't subscribe yet, then please subscribe first and like and share my videos. And please press the thumbnail, press the bell icon, so you can get the all necessary notification updates instantly, right? And you can connect with us very all the time. You can connect with us, we can interact with you, right? If you are truly dedicated as per your examination preparation, right? So please keep supporting us, and we need a great support from you, all of you guys. Your love, your support, and your appreciation is really value for us, right? And actually, we want my intention is that I want to add every relevant point in these kind of slides, and you know, all over whatever I'm going to produce, that should be clear. Actually, no point and no matter, no relevant point should be left, what I mean to say. So I hope you must have really enjoyed it, and I want your support in future as well. Okay, so meet again. Till then, thank you.